Wow. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the very first day of the Big Bend Summit. We are so excited that you're joining us this morning. NE is very proud to introduce the very first virtual summit. My name is Felina Martin. I'm the Executive Director with the Institute for Nonprofit Innovation and Excellence, also known as NE. And our mission is to impact the sustainability of our nonprofit community through education, collaboration, and advocacy. So welcome and join us today as we kick off this amazing 2-day virtual summit. If you have not registered, it's not too late. Just visit us at myne.org. It gives me great pleasure to introduce no other than NE's board chair, Ryan Cohen. Welcome, Ryan, and thank you to Sachs Media for sponsoring our opening session.
Thank you, Felina. And like you said, I'm here in two roles, both as board chair of NE, which I love working with you on and working to improve our community. And then I'm also here as EVP and partner at Sachs Media, and we are the sponsor of the opening session of the Big Bend Summit. So this is a really exciting event. The first time we've gone virtual like this. And we really appreciate everyone who has joined us today and will join us tomorrow to learn, to connect, to improve their nonprofits, and really to strengthen and harden our community as a whole. If right now we're in one of the greatest periods of volatility in our history. But with volatility, with change, can come improvement, can become new life. And I've said for a while, while good times can be comfortable, the greatest changes in our organizations don't happen when the times are best. They happen when there's a big need, when we have volatility, when we're forced with our backs against the wall and we have to re-examine how are we doing things? What are we going to have to do next? How will we pivot to stay ahead and to continue to serve our community as best as possible? And so if there's one word I'd like to leave you with today, it's the word resiliency. What can we do to make our organizations more resilient, growing them moving forward, taking our organizations to the next level, and making sure that we are resilient to where we've been able to withstand one significant milestone year. I mean, what year has been like 2020? But to make sure that whatever's ahead, we are ready for it. And so I'm pleased that in my role also with Sachs Media, we've worked with countless nonprofits in our community and across Florida to help them become more resilient, to be able to overcome any crisis that may come, to take them to the next level. And that's also what NE does. I like to describe NE as a force multiplier, to take what we're all doing and make it that much stronger. And that's what I'm glad that everyone is going to be looking forward to today, to learn, to improve, and to connect. And so with that, I'd love to connect everyone in an introduction of a man who really doesn't even need an introduction in our community, TCC President Jim Murdaugh, who has given so much back to our community, to the nonprofits, especially within Tallahassee and across the Big Bend. And so I'm so pleased that he has provided that he's joining us today with a wonderful contribution and some of his bright thoughts on how we can move all forward together. So with that, President Jim Murdaugh.
Hi, and welcome to the first day of the Institute for Nonprofit Innovation and Excellence Summit. I'm Jim Murdaugh, president of Tallahassee Community College, and I appreciate the opportunity to play a role in welcoming you all to this very important event. We believe at TCC that the role of nonprofits in our community cannot be overstated. We need, particularly now through these challenging times, full capacity at all of our nonprofits so that we can meet the challenges that are being faced by men and women in our community every day. And what we need in NE is, through NE, is a robust effort to make sure that we build the capacity of every nonprofit in our community to show leadership, to show collaboration, and to show resiliency during this period of time. So while you're here for this virtual summit, please be prepared to bend.
Welcome to Pitch for a Cause. I'm Dr. Mark McNeese, and Pitch for a Cause is an opportunity to present how our society can solve our community's issues through the collaboration of higher education, business, government, and the nonprofit sector. The pitch video submissions include the following: the project or program title, at least 2 collaborating entities, higher education, business, government, and nonprofits, the problem statement, and the solution. The competition was open to students who are passionate about positively changing our communities with a new project or project concept. One winner will be selected to win $500. FSU's Jim Moran College of Entrepreneurship, which I'm an entrepreneur in residence at, is proud to introduce Pitch for a Cause and our 3 finalists.
We are so excited to be here today to introduce all of our judges and our 3 finalists here today. Thank you, Mark, for that introduction. And everyone is here with us today. We've got some great participants. So this is something that is certainly great for our community and for any as a whole. Pitch for a Cause competition was presented here by Emmy, and we are going to be starting with these great participants. We have Emily Bulow, Sam Kao, and also we have Triton Swigert Johnson. And we are going to start off with our judges as well too, Ryan Cohn, Chirag Shah, and Mark McNeese. So let's go ahead and start with our first participant here, Emily.
Hi everyone, my name's Emily Bulow and I am with Hand Ups for the Homeless. So at the end of the month of September, unfortunately, a local homeless shelter closed. So our goal was to raise funds and supplies to fill, I think that our beginning goal was 20 backpacks to pass out to these people. We have since gained the supplies and funds to do about 90, which is really, really exciting. So our goal is really just to help these people, and in the future, our mission is to partner with City Walk, which is a local nonprofit that works with homeless, and to partner with them because I think every week they feed an average of 50 to 60 people. And they really are just helping people get back on their feet. So our goal is to partner with them once a month to expand that. We hope to provide first aid, hygiene products, period products, opportunity to send correspondence, and other things like that. So while our original goal was 20 backpacks, we have managed to do 90, and our new goal is to do monthly gatherings where we can restock supplies, give them meal, first aid supplies, and really give them a sense of community and let them know that there are people who care about them and really want to help them. So if we do receive the grant, it will go back into our project. And we're really so excited about this project, so excited to help people. And so, yeah, thank you.
Very good. Thank you, Emily. And next up, we have Sam Kao.
20 people per minute are abused. 1 in 4 women are victims of domestic violence, and 1 in 7 men are victims of domestic violence. Domestic violence accounts for almost 15% of all violent crimes within the United States, and 20,000 calls are made to hotlines daily across the country. My name is Sam Kao. I'm a Florida State student in Alpha Chi Omega and the current liaison for the chapter to the local refuge house. The women of Alpha Chi Omega at Florida State University are proud to support the fight against domestic violence. It is not always an easy subject to discuss, but we are committing to shedding light on this silent and widespread social epidemic. Our proposed solution is straightforward: increase community education, public advocacy, and support of the Refuge House, a local nonprofit that provides direct services to the victims in Tallahassee and the Big Bend area. Today marks the start of Domestic Violence Awareness Month. a call to action, and a month meant to bring awareness to the issue, and we hope you will join us. While COVID-19 isn't allowing us the opportunities to volunteer at the shelter, and our annual Fall DVA Gala is canceled out of caution, as a chapter and as individuals, we are committed and determined to serve the Refuge House and Tallahassee community, raising both awareness and funding for this important cause. Now more than ever, they need our help. During these stressful times of self-isolation, domestic violence hotlines across the country are seeing an increase in calls. This is in large part because people have to stay home with their abuser, and Tallahassee is no exception. This October, our domestic violence awareness efforts will look a little bit different as we adapt to the new normal. Alpha Chi Omega will focus our efforts on the importance of educating the community about healthy relationships through our Love Is campaign, teaching and practicing bystander intervention, and providing the community with the knowledge of resources through webinars, social media, and marketing. Our fundraising events have been adapted to follow current health and safety guidelines. We will be hosting a virtual 5K for DVA, a virtual silent auction, and a drive-through donuts for DVA. Through increased efforts and opportunities such as today's Pitch for a Cause, we will continue to seek out opportunities and sponsors for our year-round programming and events. The silver lining of these new formats is we are able to cast a wider net for both our fundraising and awareness endeavors. As you can see, the ladies of Alpha Chi Omega are about real hope and real impact by changing lives every day. We're proud to each be a part of these efforts and passionate about making a difference in our community. As champions of change, Alpha Chi Omegas are creating a lasting impact on campus, in our local community, and beyond, and we hope you will join us. Thank you for your time.
All righty. And we also have our final participant, Triton Swigert Johnson.
Hello, good morning. My name is Triton Swigert Johnson. I'm the founder of soon-to-be nonprofit Tri-Peace. A little bit about Tri-Peace. It's a nonprofit organization geared to bring love to our single-parent families, bring hope to our homeless, and bring peace to our youth. Now, I plan on doing this by working directly with officials and leaders within the city and the community, as well as the county. I plan on working with nonprofit organizations that are readily available and providing resources throughout the community, and also working directly with our schools and other community organizations that work directly with the causes that I'm working for. Personally, I have a passion for these three communities because I'm a member of each and every one of them. I was born with a mother that had several mental health issues, as well as personal health issues. My father passed away when I was 5 years old with several mental health issues, and we ended up having a tough life. Early on, I was homeless for several months and then went into foster care at 11. I grew up in foster care and aged out at age 18, and I realized after 18 that I was stepping into a world with a lot of issues that I didn't really understand. I understood that there was a specific source for each and every one of the foundational issues I was facing, and I traced them back to growing up in a single-parent family, living homeless at several points in my life early on, and being a youth at risk transitioning out of the foster care system. My goal is to work directly with organizations that are providing resources, such as Oasis Center for Women and Children. I plan on working directly with Big Bend Homeless Coalition, also Goodwill Industries, as well as working with other centers such as Kearney Center and other homeless organizations within Tallahassee. My goal is to transition them from hopelessness to helpfulness, and not just simply providing them assistance for their daily living, but also providing them a sense of togetherness throughout the community and working with the community to better themselves. I also plan on working directly with our youth in their schools, as well as the organizations such as Boys Town, North Florida, where I grew up at, working directly with the schools such as Family DRS, Godby High School, and Rickards. I also plan on working with the women and children centers within Tallahassee to be able to strengthen our single-parent families by providing them services, events, and webinars currently, so that way we can go ahead and alleviate the issues that they may be facing, bringing up a future leader of our next generation with a void of a second parent in the home. Now, I do plan on working directly with our community leaders and our government leaders, so that way we can find the correct programming and the correct partnerships to provide job training skills, as well as other events to help them in the job search field, because we understand that especially in these times in COVID and going on, that it is a difficult time to be able to find employment, to be able to sustain. So I plan on working with each and every one of these direct communities that I have such a passion for, while collaborating with my government officials, government leaders, and other community leading organizations to provide a new and improved way to provide the resources to those that are in need of the resources. I plan on bringing love to our families, bringing hope to our homeless, and bringing peace to our youth. Try peace.
Well, we want to applaud all of our participants today in this pitch for a cause. Now we're going to convene with the judges and hear from them. So we'll go ahead and start with Chirag Shah with the current agency.
Okay, perfect. First of all, thanks again, Tallahassee and INNI and SACS and everybody sponsoring for having me as a judge today. We'll start off with feedback for Emily. Are we doing all the
Yeah, we'll go ahead and bring them all in so we can do it at once, but we'll start with you, and however way you want to do that, that would be great.
Okay. I'll start off with Emily. Emily, I think you did a great job. First of all, congrats on getting this far. One thing, my only feedback is I wish I could have heard a little bit more about City Walk and how the partnership would look like. I'm a huge fan of City Walk and Renee. They're doing a lot of great things, not just in Tallahassee, but around our Big Bend area. So I definitely would have loved to hear a little bit more on what the partnership would have looked like. For Sam, you did a great job as well. I really enjoyed hearing your pitch. I think it was well executed. So I'm really excited about that project. And then Trenton, wow, what a story. I always, at the end of the day, we're all storytellers in some way, and you shared your story really well. And I'm excited to see what TriPeace what you guys do, and look forward to be a part of it.
Thank you, Chirag. And Mark, we'll go ahead with you now.
Great. Well, first, let me say great job to all three of the finalists. Obviously, you're all three doing great work, and I'm super excited to have all three of you in the Tallahassee community. So excellent job. And I often tell my students, when there's really three great pitches or they do a great job, I have to get kind of like nitpicky to find some some feedback. So the three of you did great. So kind of like just be a little bit nitpicky. Again, just take it with a grain of salt because I do think that they were all amazing. Emily, I think you probably in your pitch could have hit your problem statement and your solution a little bit harder. I know that you did it, but it may have been because you were the first one too. Like I felt like I was playing catch up with your pitch, and I see Chirag is nodding his head, so maybe you felt the same way. So I don't want to penalize you for going first, but again, that's the most important thing is for all three of you is nail that problem. What's the problem that you're trying to solve, and what's the solution? Sam, I thought yours was really well organized. I totally tracked with it. This is just kind of like a inside baseball kind of pro tip. You had your notes down on a piece of paper. Pro tip is when you're on a video call, actually have it on a Word doc so you can flip off the screen and you can actually read it off the screen. So you look like that you're looking at the audience. Again, I know I'm getting in the weeds, guys, but these kind of little things make a lot of difference, especially your content was great. I agree with Chirag Triton that I always tell my students, you got to tell the why behind it. Like, why do you care about this? There's so many things in life that grab for our attention. So your personal story, I mean, you won my heart out of the gate, and you know, you won me over. I'm sure Ryan would attest that stories grab people. It's not statistics. You know, there's an adage, you know, don't tell me about the children, tell me about a child. And you told us even better. You told us about your upbringing and why Try Peace, which I love the branding, by the way. Excellent. I'm sure Shirag also appreciates that, the connection. You know, you just did an amazing job just weaving your personal story in with what you're doing. Here's my nitpick, and raise your camera up a little bit on a Zoom meeting. We're looking up your nose, and so just which is a lovely nose, by the way. But yeah, just don't fix it now. but yeah, it's you know, again, these little things, you know, are, oh, now we're looking at your chin. So, and again, that's just nitpicking. I'm going to shut up now and hand it over to Ryan or Chrissy.
Thank you. And yes, finally, but not least, Ryan.
Thank you all. You know, 3 minutes is, you know, I think when you're planning out any speech, no matter how short or long it is, you know, your first inclination is to go, okay, what am I going to say? That's, you know, I have a decent amount of time to fill here, but then 3 minutes flies by, and you have to get so much, and you know, it becomes then a challenge of, okay, what do I focus on? What do I lead with? How do I close? You know, how do I tell really a story arc in a matter of 3 minutes? You know, 180 seconds. And that really becomes a challenge because, you know, with all of yours, and I think there's a lot of positive with this, you know, I felt like I wanted more. I wanted to hear more from you about what you were going to do, how we were going to do it. But of course, in 3 minutes, that's very difficult. But the positive was all three of you drew me in and made me go, oh, wow, I'm intrigued. I want to know more. And that's that, you know, you always want to leave people with that feeling of wanting more, because then you've got them hooked. So going through each of you, Emily, you know, great job. I especially liked how concrete and well developed your solution was to solving this challenge. I would have liked to learn a little bit more about other organizations that you could potentially bring into the mix, like government and corporate sectors. But of course, you know, we only had 3 minutes. So huge props on especially how specific you were able to get in your plan. It was obviously very well developed. Sam, thank you for embracing this growing challenge of domestic violence in our community. I mean, it's very much sort of in a lot of ways, unspoken and silent, one of those topics that people don't want to talk about because it is so difficult and oftentimes happens, you know, behind closed doors. So thank you for bringing light to this. I also would have liked to hear a little bit more collaboration about how you would work across multiple organizations or sectors within the community, not just solely AKIO supporting Refuge House, but how could we potentially bring others into the mix as well to create that the more of that, you know, the stereo surround sound type effect. When you have a lot of people involved, a lot of organizations lending different types of services and assistance, then suddenly, you know, 1 + 1 becomes 3, and you're able to do even that much more. Triton, thank you for sharing your powerful, very powerful personal message. You know, it takes a lot to give voice to an issue like you did, especially when it is your own issue. And we really do, I think, all very much appreciate that. Good job for acknowledging some of the different collaborative opportunities across several organizations within the community. I thought you did really great with that. I would have liked to see a little bit more definition about how your specific plan would work. More of the, you focused a little bit more on the what I would have liked a little bit more about the how you would go about it. But of course, in 3 minutes, there's only so much you could say. So I was left wanting more, and that was a good sign as well. So once again, thank you to all three of you. Great job. And we really appreciate it.
All right. Well, that was a great pitch for a cause. Now I'm going to have the judges submit their basically how they've counted up how well you guys did and submit those to me, your decision in the private chat here, and then we will announce the winner. But I want to say thank you to all of our participants today for participating in Pitch for a Cause for our opening session. We've got a lot of people watching right now. We've got some comments here as well too from the audience, and I want to share those as we go ahead and get the judges' decisions. We have here, excellent job by all three of our Pitch for a Cause finalists. Job well done. Thank you for posting that comment, Terry Sue. Then we've also got Brendan Smith who says, Emily, Sam, Triton, wow, thank you so much. I couldn't have picked a better way to start my morning. Keep inspiring. So yes, that was definitely a good way to start the morning. Certainly agree with you on that. Okay, and we are getting the submissions in right now. So it looks pretty interesting. And I just want to say, all three of you, thank you so much, especially during this trying time in our world, that you are putting your time and effort into something positive to make a change for our world. And I think putting that energy, that positive energy, into something that will help your community and help others is certainly something that is needed right now. We appreciate you putting the effort and also just your energy into something positive to make our world a better place. And at such a young age. So I can say that because I'm a little bit older. But okay, so we have the submissions in here, and it looks like the judges have selected. And if I can do my math correctly, let's see here. And we can always go back for a final tally because we know that happens for an election here. And we'll go ahead and have the judges say who they have chosen. And we have, I believe it is Triton Swigert Johnson who has won this Pitch for a Cause. So congratulations so much, Triton. I'm going to bring everyone's mics up so we can hear everybody cheering at this point in time.
Yay.
Thank you. Yes. So this is fantastic. Congratulations, Triton.
Congratulations to all three of you.
Would you like to say anything, Triton?
Yeah. Sorry. First of all, I just want to thank Felina Martin and the entire since the day I first talked to Rebecca about a year ago now. It's been nothing but positivity, nothing but support, nothing but love. The first time I was able to expand my ideas when I was developing them around this time last year, finally starting to get concrete ideas. This is the first place I went to that actually gave me some sort of foundation and a great connection base. Through there, I've met so many great individuals. I've been able to develop my ideas, and I'm just so honestly thankful for this opportunity and for any in general for being able to help me bring my ideas into life. And thank you for the judges. Thank you guys for being here this morning and just kind of listening and hearing my story and my goals with Try Peace. And this is something that is honestly my life goal. This is not like a something while I'm in college or like a side task. This is really my passion in life. This is really what I want to do for the rest of my life. And just hearing it being heard and receptive and winning a pitch for it is it's inspiring and it's amazing. Thank you guys.
Well, Triton,
Well,
I just want to
well-deserved.
say congratulations. I want to say congratulations. And I'm so moved and touched by all of your presentations. Emily, Sam, Triton, you've done a great job, and we are so impressed. Thank you so much. Triton, you're dear to our heart at any. You've dedicated the time, your life, your passion. We've seen your work, and your presentation is definitely a great representation of you and your generation. So, Triton, we look forward to seeing you at any. You know, you're welcome anytime. And Sam and Emily, we hope to visit and see you soon. So thank you, our judges as well. You've been amazing with feedback. And I know it just continues to feed into the development of our adopted children that we have in Tallahassee. Thank you so much, everyone.
And I want to share this post with Engaged Academics, who says, we'd like to offer $50 each to Sam and Emily to help support organizations. Please contact us. Very cool, very cool. We've got a lot of engagement with the audience, so this is great. Well, Felina, I think this couldn't have gone any better. Super excited to start off opening session for the Big Bend Summit. How about you?
Chrissy, you've done an amazing job. We're so fortunate to have you on the team to plan the summit. It was wonderful. All of you did fantastic. And we have, again, 2 more amazing days of great activities. We hope that everyone will join us and participate.
Absolutely. And I want to make sure everyone knows about the first classes and sessions that are happening today and tomorrow. We've got tangible and timely tactics for nonprofits to strive and thrive during crisis. Lessons learned from the field sponsored by FBMC. And then the instructor for that is Dr. Sarah Young, the Assistant Director of Academic Engagement, University of North Georgia. And then we also have Building and Sustaining Community Impact, sponsored by Envision Credit Union. And the instructor for that is Jennifer Vickery. She is the President and CEO of National Strategies Public Relations. And we also want to say thank you to all of our sponsors today for supporting the opening session. Thank you so much for all of our participants, and we appreciate everyone joining us for this year's opening session. Without further ado, in closing, does anyone else have anything to say about this morning's opening session and the Big Bend Summit brought to you by INNY? All right, well, I think we've all had a great time, and we'll see you back here throughout the day. Make sure you're checking out INNY's website, myinny.org, and also Facebook page for all the classes that are coming to you virtually this year. Have a wonderful day. Bye.